This lesson is going to cover identifying conics that are not in standard form and also quickly completing the square. If you look at the first example on the top, you'll notice that only the y is squared, not the x. Whenever there's only one of them squared, you can easily identify that that has to be a parabola. If you look at the second one, when both terms are squared and they're opposite signs, so you have the 4 and you have the -9, that is a hyperbola. The third example, when you look and see they're both squared and they're both positive and the same lead coefficient, so you have a 4 here and a 4 here, that tells you it's a circle. Okay, so following those couple things, and one other thing when we get to that example, if you look at the next example, you can quickly identify that's a hyperbola. The next example, only one squared, so it's a parabola. Okay, the next example is the fourth case. Both are squared, both the x and the y, and they have different, and they're both positive, and they have different lead coefficients. That tells you that's an ellipse. All right, if you look at the next example, same case. Both are squared, both positive, and different lead coefficients, so therefore an ellipse. And the last one, only the y is squared, so only one of your variables is squared, so that is a parabola. All right, with that in mind, I'm going to complete the square on that one. When you do hyperbolas and ellipses, you have to complete the square on both the x and the y. When you have parabolas, you just complete it on the term that's squared. The first step that you do is the term that's squared, in this case the y. Anything with that term stays on the left side. Anything without that term, so the 8x and the 25y, need to be moved to the other side by subtraction or addition or whatever it needs to happen. In this case, subtract 8x and subtract 25. All right, to complete that square on the y, you look at the coefficient on y, you take half of that number, which would be 3, and then you square it, which would give you 9. Okay, you add that to both sides of the equation. So plus 9 on the left, plus 9 on the right. All right, from there, this trinomial on the left side will become y plus the number that the half of the coefficient of the original y. So y plus 3 quantity squared, and then equals, on the other side you're going to get -8x minus 16. All right, that's almost standard form for a parabola. We did complete the square, but to put it in standard form, you need to do one more thing, which is on the right side of the equation, factor out that -8. So you get -8 times the quantity x plus 2, and then you're done.